Hello everyone. Today I want to show you the signal strength indicator and I want to introduce it. So here we go. As you see, it's a board which has multiple currencies and pairs, and as you see here, it has an indicator that shows the current signal score. See here? Okay, and it's all based on many indicators. It's all classic indicators, nothing super fancy. Because I believe these are the best indicators. They've been around for a long time. They're quite reliable. But it's not only these. There's also some candlestick patterns and some price action. And it's all calculated on each currency pair. And then what you see here is the result of these calculations. We get a score which indicates how strong the signals are on that specific symbol. So, for example, as you see here on the Euro JPP, there's a score of -7. So that means it's a quite strong sell signal. While here on the Canadian Swiss franc and the US 30, it's quite a strong buy signal. And below this board, you see here this small strip. This has the 8 major currencies, the individual currencies, as you see here, like the US dollar, Japanese yen, Australian dollar, and so on. And these scores are the strength of these individual currencies. It's calculated by taking into account all of the currency pairs, and then the currency pairs, of course, which include that specific currency, and then it's calculated across all of the pairs that include them. So then you could use these strengths to compare, for example, the US dollar to the Swiss franc, so you could take better decisions when you want to trade. These scores here, the ones that are in the main column, are based on the current time frame. So here we are using H1. You see here it says H1 score because we're using H1 here, and the small numbers that are on the small boxes over here in this column are based on the higher time frame, which here we have on weekly. So you could see here, you see here it's weekly. Okay, so for example, the USD Swiss franc, it has a score of 7 on the weekly, which means it's quite a strong buy signal. So is the Euro Swiss franc here, though it's on the shorter time frame, it's giving a sell signal. So these are contradicting, while these are matching, and so are these. So for example, if you wanted to trade let's say you want to trade the Swiss franc Japanese yen, we would go to the chart by clicking on this button here, and it would take us to the, okay, see here we get a notice. I will explain this later. Now we're on the chart of the Swiss franc Japanese yen, and that's how we could go to any pair we want. Okay, and suppose we go here and we want to trade the Swiss franc Japanese yen. A good idea, that's something that I think is quite beneficial and practical, is to highlight the pair, because you know, when the prices are changing, so are the ranking of the pairs. So the pair which is here now could be here in a moment, so you might lose track of it. So a good idea would be to highlight it, because if you're trading a couple of pairs, let's say this one and the New Zealand USD, it's a good idea to highlight them to keep on seeing them whenever the rankings change. Okay, another beneficial thing which you could use also is, for example, suppose we're trading the New Zealand USD, and we want to wait until the lower time frame score reaches, let's say, -6. So you would click here, and as you see, it says that the New Zealand USD alert is set on -6. So whenever this score is reached, you would get an alert, and you'd also get a push notification on your Android MT4 application. So if you went away because you had something else to do and you wanted to trade whenever the score is hit and not have to stay in front of the screen forever, this could be very helpful. Now, something important to notice about this is that you see here you get an alert which confirms that the alert was set, but it also says that the alerts will be reset whenever you reload the indicator, change the chart symbol or the time frame. So as you see here, now the alert is set, but if we do change charts, like for example we go to the Australian dollar Japanese yen, you get an alert here that says the signal strength meter alerts are restarted. So you will not get notified or alerted anymore. So you have to take notice of that, because if you're trading and if you have an alert set somewhere and you change charts and it's gone, you might not get noticed. Okay. Now, alright. So how I usually use this indicator, as you might already understand, is I look at the higher time frame. I look for pairs where the score is at least 3 or 4, or -3 and -4, because this gives this confirms like a trend on the higher time frame, and then I wait for the lower time frame to match or exceed even the higher time frame score. So for example, this would give me a strong sell signal on the Swiss franc Japanese yen, so I would go there and I would buy. Now, one thing I consider usually is major resistance and support levels, and also suppose I get the signal and we are in this particular candle, and it's around the end of the candle. As you can see, the movement has already happened, so I usually wait for the second candle before I trade it. And for example, this would be also a good idea to trade. It has a strong buy signal. There doesn't seem to be a major resistance here, or maybe quite a bit. So maybe I could set an alert on 7 and wait for the shorter time frame to hit that before I trade it. Okay, now we're gonna talk a bit about the visual aspect of the indicator. First of all, I want to show you a way. Okay, look, here we have 10 pairs per column, but as you see, this might not suit you. You might want a shorter but longer indicator. So what you do is to set different pairs per column number, and the way you do this is you go to the indicator settings over here, and you could change this to whichever number you want. I'm going to set it at 6 now, and as you see, now we have 6 columns, or I mean 5 columns, 6 pairs per column. This doesn't suit me very well because my screen is a little bit small, but you might find it more suiting for you if you trade on full screen, for example. See, this is better. Another thing we should talk about is trying to move the indicator. I'm going to set it back. I'm going to set it on 8 pairs per column first. Okay. Now we're gonna try to move this indicator. We have 2 ways to do this. One of the ways is to go also to the settings and to change the vertical shift and the horizontal shift. So this one moves it vertically, obviously, and this one horizontally. I'm gonna set both to 100 just to show you how it works. And as you see now, the indicator is right here. Another way to move it would be to double click on this small cross over here and to move the cross, and so the whole indicator moves with it. Okay, now this has a little bit of a delay because the indicator refreshes every time there's a tick, so sometimes there might be a little delay in the tick. So like now it will wait for a tick, especially that now we're on a Sunday evening, so the volatility is low, there's not so many ticks. So this will not work if you are offline, or if the market's on a weekend, the market's closed. Everything else would work, but not the interactive things on the chart, because it refreshes on the ticks. Okay. Now another thing I should talk about also is the settings for the indicator. So I will go through them one by one to show you how they work. Now the first setting is the higher time frame. As you can see here, it's set on weekly. Let's go ahead and set it on daily. Okay, you see here it's on daily, and now all of these numbers here are the signal strength according to the daily time frames, and these currency strength over here are also based on the higher time frame, not on the lower one. So these are calculated, and you see they were different from the ones they were a minute ago. Okay, so the second setting, which is the extra symbols, this is a space to add symbols that are not one of the 28 major pairs. So what's built into the indicator are the 28 major currency pairs, but you could add more to them. Okay, and to do that, you would just enter anything. Like suppose we wanted to add the USD Mexican peso. Okay, and we press OK. You see we have it here now. It was not present. Now if we do add a pair that is not here in the market watch, we will get an error. It's not necessarily an error, but it's a notice that we should add it to the market watch. Like let's suppose we do the USD Chinese. I don't think I have it set here in the market watch. So okay, see, you get not in market watch. And how you would solve this is you would right click here, go on, press on symbols, and activate the currency you want. Okay, and now whenever this one refreshes, we're supposed to get a number here. We'll restart. I misspelled it. Okay, so if you also misspell it, you won't get the correct answer. Okay, it's good. Let's find where it is. Here it is. Oh no, sorry. Here it is. That's the USD Chinese. So the next setting would be these three settings, and they all have to do with the alerts and the notifications. So the first one is quite self-explanatory. If it's on true, you get alerts whenever you set them. Okay, if it's on false, you don't get them. Same thing for the mobile notifications. Set it on true if you want mobile notifications, and on false if you don't want them. While the last one here is the notice you get when you reload the indicator. It's the notice that says that the alerts are reset. I'm going to show you which one I'm talking about. This one. Okay, you could remove this one simply by going here and say true to disable alert reset notice, and you will not get that anymore. Okay, so these are all the settings. I'm gonna set all the alerts to false now. And I'm gonna explain one final thing though about the mobile notifications. I'm gonna set it to true, and if you want to get the push notifications, you have to go to tools, options, okay, and then click on notifications, and you enter your MetaCode's ID, okay, that you could get from the Android application. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of trading to show you how it works, just to demonstrate, and I hope you understand how it works now. One more very important thing I want to mention is that since this indicator calculates all these indicators and the chart patterns and price action on all of these currency pairs, you can imagine how much time it could and workload it takes. So in order to have it work quickly, and not take so much time to calculate and probably crash your MT4, you would have to go to tools, options, and reduce this max bars in chart to something around 1500, maybe 2500. You could test it out, but the lesser it is, the faster it is. But of course, don't overdo it. Don't reduce it to less than 1000, I would say. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna do some trading here just to demonstrate how it works. I'm gonna look at the chart at the board and see, like, the Euro USD seems to be a good selling opportunity. I'm gonna go there, and you see it seems like it had just broken a major support line, so I'm gonna go ahead and sell here, and I'm gonna set a trading stop because this is just for demonstration. I'm not gonna calculate the target distance. The AUD USD also seems to be a good opportunity. So I'm gonna check it, but it's not very reliable because the strength of the dollar is not that much stronger than the Australian dollar, so I'm gonna keep it as it is. I'm not gonna trade it. Maybe the Swiss franc and the Japanese yen could be a good opportunity. You see, you have a high time frame score of -7, a low time frame score of -4, while the strength is quite. There's a big difference apart. I'm going to check it out. It seems to be hitting a major resistance line here. So I don't know. We could trade it. I'm going to leave it just to see further. So I'm going to set an alert on -6 when the current time frame goes to -6. I'm going to get an alert, so I would trade it. What about the USD Swiss franc? I'm going to check it out. This also seems to be hitting a major resistance, but we do have a very huge difference between the USD and the Swiss franc, so it might be a good idea to trade it, and I'm going to do so because we do have a few pips we could catch since we're just demonstrating and we're going for short profits. I'm also going to set a trading stop here. So as you can see, since we changed charts, the alert for the Swiss franc Japanese yen is gone. So I'm going to set it again, and I'm just going to wait. So I'm going to skip this video, and I'll come back when this alert has been hit and when we have significant results. Okay, so I'm back here. We have the Euro USD. It's going in the right direction. We have now $40 in profit, and the trading stop has been triggered. The Swiss franc has not turned positive yet, or it's just like on the break even, but it's going there, as you see. Okay guys, I'm back, and now you see the USD Swiss franc trade is now in profit, and the trading stop has been triggered. The Swiss franc Japanese yen has not been triggered yet. So yeah, we're just gonna keep it at that. Since this is just a demonstration, I'm gonna go ahead and close this trade. Okay, and we took the profits. And I hope this makes it a bit clear about how to use this indicator. You could also use it with your own trading strategy, and use this as a confirmation for the trend and the power of the signal. And you could also use it on its own. So you decide. So happy trading.